We're in today with the FireGL V7200. This is a 2005 video card with 256 megabytes of VRAM GDDR3. It's got 600 megahertz on the core clock and 650 megahertz on the memory clock. 256 bits bus width, DirectX 9 support, and we're gonna pair it up with this i7 4th gen with 4 cores and 8 threads. This is a very old video card, and the best thing we can do for this is to just jump in a couple of games and see how the GPU is holding. Let's go. One thing that I want to complain about this is that I can find proper drivers. And if I want to play games, apparently the only thing I can see is the core load and the VRAM. I tried so many times in order to install so many drivers, but apparently they don't work. So you can actually see in Fallout New Vegas, the video card is doing a fantastic work. I put 720p with low details because I tested it with medium details and I had 40 FPS. And look at the graph. What frack is that? Seriously. I think this is the driver, you know, because in this situation you can see that 720p it's okay, nearly 60 FPS, because sometimes it drops to 50 FPS on average. And yeah, depending on the zone where am I, if I have any objects around me, it stutters. If I move too super fast, it stutters. Look at that, look at the graph. Hey, seriously, something is wrong, you know, because I think this video card was designed for Windows XP. I think even Windows 7 is too new, because the majority of the driver, they don't work, they don't show me nothing. In the future I have to put my hands on a Windows XP machine with a proper CPU and a proper PCI Express lane, not the one that has got AGP, because I need to test video cards like this on Windows XP. But in Fallout you can actually see it's doing a fantastic work. But if we're jumping in S.T.A.L.K.E.R with this video card, you can actually see I'm using 200 watts and I got 290 megabytes of VRAM. What the I got 1080p with static light, nothing special here. I just wanted to see how the game is performing with this video card. I think this one is taking from the system itself, you know, it's like it's got the shared memory or something. 300 megabytes. I thought it was 256, but with 720p, look at this, 99 FPS. Okay, 262 megabytes of VRAM, 256, still 10 megabytes over. Seriously, very interesting. What the heck is going on? You know, is this dedicated or the dynamic memory? Seriously, very interesting topic, but still got 200 watts consumption. Well, 200 because I got now 108 FPS on average. If you're interested on actually playing a game like that, I mean, it's mandatory to play a game like this because this video card is old, 2005. It's got 256 megabytes of VRAM. Remember with 6 series laptops that had 32 or 64 megabytes of VRAM on the laptop, like one chip or two, you know, and the rest was taking it from the system memory. Do remember, this is maximum details, but low quality light, static light or something like that, you know, maximum details. And it's doing fantastic. Look at it, 100 FPS. 720p, apparently here in this game, it's a fantastic choice. Seriously, 188 watts consumption with 720p maximum details. Apparently I get to play this game properly. It looks very funky on my capture card, but can do nothing here. Seriously, in some cases you can actually see it's lagging like 30 FPS. I don't know what the heck is going on here, but sometimes it's 200 FPS, sometimes it's 35 FPS. I think the drivers here are not very compatible with this video card. I will say in overall performance it's great, you know, until you start playing the game. You can see 30-40 FPS, it's lagging. I mean, it's maximum details. Maybe let's lower the details. I put 16 bits medium details on texture and anti-aliasing on 1, and apparently still got the same performance. It's very weird. In this situation the CPU has no problem. VRAM is 150 megabytes of VRAM utilization, maximum core load, so I'm thinking that the core is the problem only here, and that's it. In overall performance is great, you know. Maybe the temperature, I don't know, because I don't have the sensor and I don't know what temperature it is got. This is one weird of game that is running like this, seriously. But if we're jumping in Gothic with 720p and maximum details, 20 FPS, oh, 27. I mean, come on, you can actually see the depth of field, you know, the defocus there, you know. Oh my god, it looks so fantastic with 27 FPS. I'm just joking, you know, because I will never put it like this. I will put load quality because it's 2005, the year that this video card was made, and it's not fair for the video card, you know. 283 megabytes of VRAM. Again, seen in a couple of comment section, yeah, this GPU is leaking memory or the game is leaking memory. I don't know which one. S.T.A.L.K.E.R, Gothic now, apparently it's utilizing the VRAM like this, and maybe it's, how should I say, it's using from share memory. If we're jumping in the game with low details with 720p, you can actually see I got nearly 200 FPS, 170 FPS. This is how it needs to be. Very fast, very snappy. There are some spikes here and there, but you can actually see that now the game is playable. If you're interested, I had so many foliage, grass and trees and stuff like that. I mean, it looked pretty, you know, the game looked pretty, but now I got 190 FPS with 100 megabytes of VRAM utilization. In Gothic, you can actually play the game with low details, apparently very well, but medium details it's achievable. But 720p, it's my middle name, seriously, here, because if I put it on 1080p, I think it will destroy the video card, seriously. In Galaxy on Fire with 1080p with maximum details, apparently this game is doing a fantastic work. It's got maximum details, 50% load on the video card. It looks gorgeous. You can actually see here the frame time is fantastic. It's very flat, 62 FPS on average, 251 megabytes of VRAM utilization, and the game looks fantastic. You know, you can actually see open space and stuff like that. There is no problem on utilizing the GPU. 40-50% load on the core, not a big problem. 160 watts consumption. So if you're interested on building a PC, a 300 watts power supply will suffice, because in this case you can actually see I have an i7 4th gen, you know, so if you put a Core 2 Duo or something like that, it will be even lower on the wattage. I like this type of performance from this video card because it's very affordable. If we're jumping in Hellgate London with this video card on 1080p with low details, you can actually see it's performing really well. I got nearly 200 watts consumption from the video card, and the system itself, you know, is performing really well overall, you know, the computer, but definitely a good performance in this situation. I got nearly 200 FPS on average, and if I want to play the game with more details, I have to lower the resolution, and then I will have a proper experience. But in this situation, I started with lowest details because I don't know how it's working, and sometimes you have to put a little medium, that light doesn't work properly, the effects on that doesn't work, so you have to adjust the game in such a way that you like it, you know, and it doesn't influence the performance. But in this situation, it's working really nice and I like it. But if we're gonna drive a truck, we need to see how it's running with 1080p and low details. 220 megabytes of VRAM utilization, 96 FPS. Let's see if we can actually get some glitches, because the multiple times I'm playing with old video cards and old drivers and stuff like that, and I get glitchy. CPU has no problem, like 13 watts consumption, and I got 100, nearly 200 watts consumption from this video card and the computer itself, you know, maximum load on this computer. The VRAM is staying pretty well, I like it. Still holding over 60 FPS, so I will call this a win for the video card. Considering this is 2005, I would say this is a great win for this video card and the game, you know. If I get 100 FPS average here, it will be fantastic, but I know I'm not gonna stay there, because the moment I go in a city, you see that I dropped to 60-70 FPS on minimal. I wish Dishonored had more FPS, but on 720p with lowest details, you can actually see the game is performing really not well. It's utilizing 160 megabytes of VRAM, maximum core load, and nearly 200 watts consumption. In this situation, I just wanted to show you how it's performing, but this is the best it can do. It looks okay, you know, but it's very freaky to see this type of performance, you know, and try to recommend it, because the frame time is everywhere. No, look at it, zigzag and stutter and all kinds of stuff. I don't recommend it, but this is how it's working. I cannot complain about the video card like this because I got it cheap. That's it. It's a very cheap video card, and it's an alternative if you're interested on getting a video card for retro gaming, you know. If you want to build a machine with an old operating system, and if you're interested on getting an X1000 series ATI video card, and those one are expensive, like 1850 or 1950, you know, and you see them and say, yeah, that's expensive and I don't want to get it, you know. I think a FireGL like this will be a good alternative. This is a good alternative, you know. That's it. That's the only thing I can do. So I do recommend a video card like this, a V7200 FireGL, because it's awesome. It's got a big radiator. I don't know if you can adjust the fan in Windows XP, but in Windows 7, this is what I'm talking about. I don't see the temperature, I don't see the core, I don't see nothing. It doesn't show me nothing. you know. Maybe in Windows XP, that's why I'm saying Windows 7, it's maybe not compatible the drivers, but I think Windows XP it will be much better with a video card like this. I think this will be fantastic in my XP machine, but that one has only X4 and I don't want to butcher the performance. Hence why I stay today with this system without any controls. I changed the thermal paste in the video card and I got like 70 something degrees on the video card in order to keep the video card cool and try to use it with maximum PCI Express performance. For the collection, this video card is fantastic, or if you want to use it. If you have any suggestion for this video card, leave a comment and I will see you very soon.